Hello again, fellow podcaster, and welcome back to Pod Theory. I'm your host, Jason Cercone, and today I'm sharing why you can never stop learning as a podcaster. Podcasting, just like everything else, is a living, breathing, constantly evolving entity. There are many facets involved with the art and business of podcasting, and as a podcaster, it's up to you to stay up to speed. Here's an example of why you should keep your mind open and focus on learning new things each and every day. Back on episode 11, I gave some recording equipment recommendations. Without question, my favorite piece of equipment for recording is the Zoom H6 Handy Recorder. I invested in this a while back and have absolutely loved it. But up until recently, I had never used it as my audio interface when I recorded long-distance interviews with Zoom or Skype. I had used a mixer for that. So in that podcast, I reported that the H6 would not help you for long-distance podcasts. And I was dead wrong. I recently discovered how I can hook up my H6 to my computer via USB, and now I use that when I'm recording on Zoom. Now, to rectify this, I went back and I pointed out my mistake in the show notes, but this was something that I had originally missed. Self-education is a quality you should be practicing in all areas of your life, both personally and professionally. I dedicate 30 minutes a day to educating myself on various aspects of podcasting, business, mindset, marketing, entrepreneurship, all subjects that captivate me and drive my practices. No matter what your passion is or what line of work you find yourself in, you should always seek to improve your skill set. Self-education can happen by absorbing podcasts that stimulate your mind. It can also be accomplished by reading, whether it's books, blog posts, internet features, white papers, magazines. You can also consume videos or speak to a mentor. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. As long as you challenge yourself to learn something new every day, you're doing things right. Now, as I mentioned at the top of the show, with podcasting, there's a lot happening. It's an explosive medium that continues to experience overall growth and enormous spikes in popularity. More people are listening, and more people and brands are creating content for those people to consume. In the podcast space, you have a ton of fellow content producers that you can learn from. They're in the same boat as you, doing their best to produce quality, engaging content and build an audience that consistently downloads their shows and tells others to listen too. So they may be doing something on their show that you can incorporate into yours. I'm not saying copy everything from top to bottom, but always be listening to other podcasts and always be on the lookout for approaches others are using that you can incorporate into your own shows. Chances are excellent other podcasters are listening to your show and doing the exact same thing. And the more we all strive to help each other, the more successful we'll all be in the podcast space. When it comes to learning, the process never ends. Be sure to set aside time each day to dedicate to your own education without interruption. Even a few minutes a day is going to lead to exponential growth in your knowledge and skill set. And that's going to do it for today's session of Pod Theory. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to Pod Theory wherever you get your favorite podcasts so you'll be the first to know when new episodes go live. Also, drop a rating and review so more listeners can experience Pod Theory the way you just did today. Good talk. I'll see you back here next time. This has been Jason Cercone on Pod Theory.